Ah, yes, hello. My name is Delrundis Marcormia. You may call me Delrun. I am the Grand Historian at the High Library of Eloria. Welcome to Serisca, the realm of my birth. Today I will be showing you some political maps of my world that are purely what we know today. I'll share a little bit about each individual kingdom as we go. Talnian. It was once a thriving and bustling kingdom, but it lost much of its former glory when a coup happened about 16 years ago. While it was initially announced that the members of the royal guard betrayed and murdered the beloved queen Yurio and Sunarrow, the truth has come out that it was actually General Galadan who committed the coup. Now, with some of the former members of the royal guard and the court of the sun have started a rebellion, they are forming their forces behind a man named Kahir, who claims to be the rightful king of Talnian. Zelnia, a dreadful place. Most of the lands have become ravaged by an incident about 192 years ago, where a torrent of magic ripped through the lands and destroyed their capital city, and much of the land around it. Now that the land is mostly healed, but there is a strong anti-magic group that has risen to power. Now, magic is forbidden within the land of Zelnia because of this, and nearly all non-human and magic casters have been forced out, and 5 years after they took power, the anti-magic group led a crusade that wiped out Ithilin Moray and genocided the Moon Elves. Eloria is the capital of commerce, having the nickname of the Kingdom of Guilds. It began from 7 landowners pulling their properties together and pulling their money together and expanding in unison. Very quickly, these 7 families grew, as did their wealth and land. Soon they owned enough land and servants to create a city. This city was called Penna, the City of 7 Families. Now it is simply called Penna and the capital of the kingdom. There are still 7 ruling noble families, though only one of them is of the original family, as the others have had been replaced during the civil wars in the past. Damus, the Divine Kingdom. Theology government that is ruled by a council of Azamar and the guidance of the Holy Order of the 5 Divines. This kingdom prospers greatly due to, about 100 years ago, from an event known as the Moon Tears, 3 large white stones falling from the sky and embedding themselves into the ground within the borders of Damus. The ground around them was destroyed at first, but now has become extremely fertile. Some pregnant women get close to the Moon Tears as possible, hoping that the divine energy from them would help them birth an Azamar so their child will have a better future. Arvis, another dreadful place in my opinion. Arvis is known for the conquests of fire that happened multiple times in the past, where they invaded nearby kingdoms in hopes to rapidly expand their lands. While far from savage, the people of Arvis are very proud and skillful warriors. They have produced many a great poet as well, but they are still at their best with a blade in their hand. There has not been a conquest of fire since SR 325, about 297 years ago, when Valencia defeated both Arvis and Eloria in the battles of Hela's Keep. Valencia, my home. This kingdom was once part of Talnian until 615 years ago, during the time of King Alanar Sunarrow. They broke off when King Alanar Sunarrow brokered a deal with the wild elves and dwarves of the land, calling for a cease of hostilities and a defensive pact between them. In order to avoid a civil war over this, those who wished to leave were given land to do so, and so Valencia was made. Originally equal in size to Talnian, the borders have shifted over the last decade due to Valencia annexing land slowly to keep pressure on General Galadan. While he does share their views that we High Elves are superior, they do not indulge in his warmongering. Yes, Pelna. The Invention Kingdom. Always at the forefront of technology and engineering. The dwarves and gnomes primarily run this kingdom, often turning out new inventions every 10 to 20 years. The government is the Council of 10, if I recall correctly, which consists of 10 of the brightest and most educated people. They tend to keep to themselves, as the one time that they did try and assist with a war going on in another kingdom, it did not bode well for them, and caused a lot of problems. Rinsali, another dreadful place. This place is covered with vast deserts and sprawling sands. It is ruled by a god king who uses magic to extend their lifespan until they are either killed or ousted from their seats and a new god king is placed. It took them over 1,000 years just to permit the worship of another god in their lands, and that is only one of the Sosalian gods. Then, during the Sand Wars in SR 445, Rinsali massively grew by dominating the other 2 kingdoms of Lorsi and Hursad. There are many shrines to what are known as the old gods strewn about this place, and the current regime sees no need to dispose of them. Awa, The Misted Isles. Not much is really known about this place at the moment, purely that there are tales of spirit-mortal hybrids coming from there. From what we've been able to tell, the Misted Isles have no real central government, just many clans and families that delegate rules. I wish I could give you more information, but I'm afraid we do not know that much about this place, as sometimes the land itself shifts and changes. The Eastern Isles of Decay. These individuals are very strange in my opinion, but very polite and about honor. Strict moral and honor codes seem to be what drives their ruling government. They have two main racial factions in this kingdom, one of the Dragonborn and one of the Kenku. They work together tentatively, but it seems to be working so far. We do not know much about their history or how their government works, as they aren't that big on outsiders. We do know that they have very skilled warriors known as samurai, that, from what I've been able to translate of their language, means something akin to a military retainer to a warlord called a daimyo. Well, I hope this brief overview of my homeworld was enlightening and entertaining to each of you. I will be producing another viewing log for you in the future with the aid of my other colleagues. If you wish to aid in funding this endeavor, there is a submission form attached to all of this. All proceeds will go towards this, so long as that dwarf Drunner doesn't get drunk again. Oh my. Well, have a blessed day.